Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Jeffy and this is my best friend Android the Chihuahua. Today is an amazing day here on this channel because today is the day that my dear son Android hit 1,000 subscribers. He worked so hard for this, he really did. He shows up to film with me every time. He never says no. Sometimes he gives a teeny bit of an attitude, but he still shows up every single time. And so for that, I want to give him a big round of applause. To celebrate this wonderful milestone here on the channel, we're going to be making yet again another beautiful bar of soap. And then I'm going to do a giveaway with 2 of these bars. And not only will you get a bar of soap, but you will also get a wonderful Android sticker and an Android magnet and 1 piece of dog-themed jewelry. So it's quite the grand prize and we're gonna have 2 winners. So to enter this contest, all you have to do is go down in the comment section and leave us a nice comment about Android, as well as a way for us to get a hold of you if you're the winner. So that would be either an email address or an Instagram handle that we can get a hold of you at. We want to let as many people get a chance for this as we can, so we're gonna leave this open for 2 weeks. So today's project is really cool. We're going to be using some items that we kind of have left over from last time. I ended up making us these really cool little embeds, and these look like little gummy bears. And what I did was I just scraped out all my little containers at the end of our last project, and I was able to make exactly 8 bears. So we got 4 green, 4 blue. And then I also ended up with just a massive stack of these little sliced pieces. And the reason for that was I was freehand cutting these. It was a little bit too wide for my soap cutter and I was doing a crap job. So I ended up putting my wobbly pieces on my soap cutter and they ended up getting like cut down. But what that has resulted in was just a million of these pieces. So many of these pieces, I didn't want to waste them. I just knew we had to put these into a new design, and I think I have come up with the perfect design for these. So in theme with our last soap, we ended up using 3 colors. One was a blue Proud Peacock from Nurture Soap. Then we have Enchantment, which is our green from Nurture Soap, and Firefly, which is our yellow from Nurture Soap. These are going to be the main colors of our soap today, which is going to complement these little pieces really nicely. But I wanted to kick it up a notch. Since we're adding the gummy bears, I wanted to give it a little bit more of a fruity theme. So we have some orange here, and this is Electric Orange from Nurture Soap. So we're going to be doing a one pot wonder with the 4 of these colors. But to give it just a little bit more depth, I wanted to put a layer in between all these colors. So we're going to be using Winter White by Nurture Soap to put a little bit of layer, just a little bit of layer in there. And then we're going to use whatever frostings that we have left here, and I'm going to try and lean heavy towards the white when I measure all these out. Anything that's left of that though is going to end up being our frosting mixture, so it's going to end up just being spectacular. So to prepare all of our little colors, I have 4 jars here. And I'm just going to be pouring a little bit of our oil into each of them, and then I'll be able to mix in our mica powders and they'll disperse really nicely. All of our colors look incredible mixed together, and I think these are going to look really bright in our final project. Alright, so next we have to do something with all of our little pieces, and we kind of have a couple different types of pieces here. We have the kind of thicker ones, and then we have ones that look like just these little curls. And I think what I want to do is make almost squares for the bottom of our design and then make sprinkles for the top. So anytime I see a thin piece, I'm just going to chop it to look kind of sprinkly, and then when I see these thicker ones, I'm just going to make really mini squares. Hopefully they show up in our final design. If it ends up looking like funfetti, I'll be okay with it too, but if we could get some nice chunky squares in there, I think that would look really cool. To make my sprinkles, I just took the thinnest piece that I had and I cut it all the way down in really thin lines, and now I'm just going to go the other direction to make those really cute little sprinkles. Those ended up turning out really perfect, so now I'm just going to throw those on my plate with all my little gummy bears, and we'll keep those to the side till the end. For the rest of these thick pieces, I'm just going to try and turn them into squares the best I can. Alright, that's what I got. Some of them are more square-like than others, and that was definitely my thickest piece. So going into the rest of these, I'm just going to try and do my best to get some kind of rectangular pieces. So So these are all of the embeds that we've made. I'm absolutely in love with everything. Those bears look so beautiful and sparkly. These little pieces for the inside ended up looking kind of different than I was expecting, but I'm really excited to see how they turn out in the final bar. For our next step, we're going to be using this 3-pound soap loaf mold. I've measured out enough for us to make 4 pounds of soap, and that'll just give us some extra to put a cool icing on the top of this loaf. One of my favorite new techniques is lining this mold with some glitter, but before I do that, I'm going to excuse our best friend here so that he doesn't have to get glitter in his face. And also, we're about to get our lye water out, for which he could not be here anyway. If you think Android's been super cute today, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe to see far more Chihuahua in the future. I have this Super Sparkles glitter from Nurture Soap, and we're just going to be lining our 3-pound soap loaf mold. To do that, I'm just going to sprinkle some in the bottom, and then I'm going to give our mold a good shake to get it all over all the sides. Alright, I got a really good coating on this one, and I love that I kind of got a little bit of a fade coming up that will show on the finished piece. And to achieve that, you just pour a little bit less than you would to do the whole thing, and then it just kind of runs out of glitter before you get shaken to the top, so it gives you that wonderful ombre effect. I just added my lye water to my oils, and now I'm going to use my stick blender to get this to a nice light trace. Next, I'm going to be adding some sodium lactate to help us unmold a little easier. Then I'm going to be adding in our fragrance oil of the day, which is this orange fragrance oil from Nurture Soap. Alright, I have my main batter here mixed to a nice light trace, and then I have my 4 other colors. So I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit into each of these containers, leaving a majority of our coloring in my white jar. Alright, so now that everything is split up, I'm going to pour that white mica mix that we made into this main jar and get everything mixed together. Alright, so I have our bowl here and I have our colors ready to go. I'm going to begin pouring with the last color that we want to come out, which is going to be our orange color, and I'm just going to pour all of that orange into the bottom of our bowl here. Next, down the side, I'm going to pour just a little bit of our white color. And then I'm just going to go all the way back down the rainbow, pouring down the side of the bowl. And between every color, I'll be putting just a little bit of that white. Alright, for the next part of this technique, you're going to be taking your mold, tilting it on its side, and then just starting at one end and slowly going back and forth. Oh no, I forgot our embed. I'm going to go ahead and do it retroactively, which will look weird, but whatever. I'm going to pour some white, and I'm just going to toss our little embeds down in there and get them pushed in. All right, so I'm going to kind of just shake this one into place. The next step in making this bar is accidentally lost footage, but I wanted to show you guys what I did. This is a little tool, and we're going to use it to do a technique called the coat hanger swirl. You could use just a metal coat hanger, bend it up to the size of your mold, but this is covered in silicone and it's a little bit easier to clean. So I believe I got this one at brambleberry.com, but you can find them a lot of different places, and you just kind of bend it to the shape of your mold. And then for this particular bar, I just went up and down kind of circularly from one end to the other so that we could get some swirls in this bar. Once the rest of our batter gets a little bit thicker, I'm going to begin to prepare our little baggie. And to do that, I'm going to go one by one through our fun colors and kind of try and smush it on the sides of the bag. All right, once we have all of those completely put together, we're going to begin to fill that middle in with some of our white color. All right, so this is our super bright, colorful bag full of soap mixture. Some of the colors didn't go all the way to the bottom, some of them did, so this is going to be interesting. I don't know if we have enough soap to do 2 layers here, but we're definitely going to get at least 1 good layer of soap icing on this. All right, we definitely do not have enough for a full second layer, but I'm gonna go ahead and make some of these bars on the end just a little bit taller since we got the soap, might as well use it. I made the drops that I was making dramatically smaller, and I ended up being able to fill the entire sheet with a second row. They're just really, really small. Next, I'm going to be adding 2 separate layers of glitter to this. One is the Super Sparkles by Nurture Soap, and the other is the Silver Rainbow Eco Glitter from Brambleberry. To add my sprinkles, I'm just going to be using this little duster, and I got this from Brambleberry as well. This one's a lot thicker. I really like the two-tone glitters. The last layer that we're going to be adding is these little pieces that we made to be sprinkles at the beginning. All right, then of course the final step is going to be adding on our little gummy bears. I've unmolded our bar. Everything looks great. I like the colors we're seeing on the side, and I can't wait to see what the inside of this looks like. This bar ended up absolutely stunning cut open. I'm blown away by the patterns inside of these bars. I love that we have all of those little pieces that we chopped up as well as those swirls. Everything in this bar is so much better than I could have possibly imagined. I love this so much. I'm definitely going to be keeping a piece of this bar for myself. If you guys would like to enter our giveaway, all you have to do is leave a comment down below with your email address or your Instagram handle so we can get a hold of you if you're the winner. And we'll be picking 2 winners about 2 weeks from when we post this video, and I'll go ahead and post the official close date on the screen now so that there's no confusion. And on that date, probably close to midnight, Android and I will be going to a random comment selector and picking out 2 people from our comments to be the winners. And each of those people are going to be receiving one of the bars of soap that we made today in this video, along with a dog-themed pair of earrings, an Android sticker, and an Android magnet. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys in the next soaping tutorial. Bye!